Hello, Shobu Garu.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the time. So, I'd like to compartmentalize this conversation based on different aspects of your career. So, each of them is discussed elaborately with the depth they deserve. Now, your association with Mr. Rajamouli, which started as a working professional relationship and then it became,
Right.
It manifested into a much stronger, almost like a family relationship.
Right.
Do you remember the first time you met Mr. Rajamouli? Was it significant enough or was it too casual that it slipped through memory?
Earliest I remember is he used to work with Raghavendra Aru. So they used to do government ads and he used to direct the government ads. Tanu, Chandu Eleti, both of them used to do. So Appudu I used to casually bump into him and thing. And Appudu I was not even in the film industry. I was just I was just there as a Raghavendra Aru and Krishna Mohan son-in-law and that thing. So and the first I recall is actually Raghavendra Aru's daughter's wedding అయింది. So wedding video footage ఉండేది.
Okay.
So we were trying to sit and edit and this thing. So అప్పుడు Raghavendra Aru Rajamouli అని ఉండాడు. He will this thing. He is very good. I'll send him. Ask him to come and. So he came and sat with us, and me, my wife, and Ravendra's daughter, and we went through the wedding footage and tried to edit and put it into a nice thing. So that was my first interaction or that what I remember. So this is I would like say 98.
98.
98. Yeah.
And in 2010 you worked together. Majlo kuda.
Yeah. No. Then what happened was Raghavendra was supposed to produce a film. Was going to produce a film with his son as acting in it.
Right.
Vijay Simhan. And that was later shelved.
It never took off.
It never took off.
Yeah.
But a lot of pre-production was done, and Sabu Cyril Garu was the art director at the time, and we actually almost went to shoot. We cast everything and all that. So Rajamouli was the director for that. Adi again, but it never took off. And
was this before student number one? Or
no, after student.
Okay.
Student number one, between gap, next project was supposed to this.
Right.
And then this never took off, so he had a gap. And then that's how Simadri happened after that.
Right.
Yeah. So I was the executive producer on that project. So I interacted very closely with Rajamouli and that time. Yeah.
Right. So the reason I'm asking you this is, when you worked with him on Maryada Ramanna,
right,
there must have been something that you assessed in him,
right,
that made you believe this mad idea that you guys are going to spend almost triple the size of the market.
Correct.
Like if the market size was 10 rupees,
right,
you guys were willing to spend 30 rupees.
Correct.
Which doesn't make any sense going by business norms.
Absolutely.
So what is that thing that you assessed in him when you worked so closely with him in Maryada Ramanna?
So it's not, there are a couple of things. I mean, I wouldn't say assess is the wrong word.
Or observe.
But it was a relationship that was built. Like I said, it started in 98, 99. And then 10 years later, we did Maryada Ramanna. And that was a successful project. And one was, we had each of us, both of us, we mutually had a very comfortable relationship. We understood and kind of were in sync, even though it was a small project. We kind of were in sync, and Rajamouli appreciated what I was bringing to the table, and not just Rajamouli. With that's when our bonding with Ramagani, the rest of the family, and all that also started. So it moved from a kind of that was a juncture when it moved from a personal to a family and a friendship kind of a relationship, and there was a lot of trust that was built in that project and mutual confidence. That he developed a certain confidence in me, and of course Rajamouli appuduke I think he did Magadira and a series of successes and things like that. So for us it was a great opportunity, and that once we that relationship was established, it became much more comfortable and easier. It's nothing to do with the professional thing. It was more about the personal relationship and personal thing that was more that played a more important role. And then we said, okay, we did a small project, but I think we should do something bigger. And appudu that's how Baahubali happened. And I think if you ask me, that critical thing was the comfort and the relationship and the bond that was developed in that project
Right.
more than any professional assessment.
Okay. Okay.
That really felt like we should work together, and it was both ways.
Okay. Would it be a fair assumption that if somebody else, if not Mr. Rajamouli, some other filmmaker, an established filmmaker with a good body of work, with a solid filmography, had come to you
Right.
with this equally crazy vision,
Right.
would you have still gone ahead if not for Mr. Rajamouli?
Most likely no. Most likely no. I think we wouldn't have gone. I think it, like I said, it all boils down to, one is of course his proven this thing, but more than anything, because it is multiple times the market this thing, it was about the relationship and the trust. That belief that Rajamouli is a person who will give 100% selflessly to this project, and what we put will translate. That is, I think that was the singular thing. The trust was this thing.
It's a mad level of trust.
Yeah.
Because like we said, spending, it's literally almost triple the market value.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Weren't people around you calling you guys?
A lot of stuff.
like
a lot of
doesn't
stuff.
make any.
Yeah. But my relationship with Rajamouli, even through the project, not just Rajamouli, Prabhas and all of them, it was such that anything was there, మేమిద్దరం డైరెక్ట్ గా మాట్లాడుకునేవాళ్ళం. ఇప్పుడు ఇది బడ్జెట్ పెరుగుతుంది, ఇది సంథింగ్ ఎల్స్ ఇస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. And I was almost like a first AD on the set. I was doing the scheduling, I was doing running the set, and while Valli was managing the day-to-day actual nitty-gritties, the overall top level I was thinking. So I was almost like not almost, I was a part of the team that was on the same side working together, and it was very open, and there was no hiding, no this thing, or this is what it is. Okay, what do we do now? So that is what I think helped us sail through. There was no second guessing. ఇప్పుడు శోభు ఏదో అన్నాడు, ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి, ఎందుకు అన్నాడు ఇది. ఇట్ వాజ్ నెవర్ లైక్ దట్. ఆర్ వై డిడ్ రాజమౌళి ఇప్పుడు ఇలా ఇది అన్నాడు, ఎందుకు, ఏంటి, దానికి ఏమన్నా వేరే ఇది ఉందా. ఇట్ వాజ్ నెవర్, దట్ నెవర్ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్. It was at a very straight level face value. If Shobu says this is it. If Rajamouli says this is it. So that is the kind of thing that we built in Maryada Ramana, and that extended into thing.
Lovely. How did he pitch Baahubali to you? Like the first conversation?
So actually it was a little different. I wouldn't say he pitched it to me, but it is a little different in the sense Maryada Ramana we thought we should do a project, but Rajamouli had a commitment to do a film with Raghavendra Garu.
Right.
For RK banner. So daniki Prabhasni ani decide ayindi.
And this is the project that you were supposed to be the line producer.
Right. That is what, because I was always the line producer for all Raghavendra Garu's projects. I was the line producer. And Prabhas to chadam, so Shobu will be the line producer ani. That was the initial understanding. Then we did Maryada Ramana. Then we said we'll do a big project. And then that's how then I said, then actually Rajamouli was the one who said, Shobu Garu, if you're going to spend this much time producing, it's not like a regular project. It won't be like a regular project. And if you guys are going to spend this much time, just a line producer for what you're doing will not, is not justifiable.
Right.
So I would like you to be a part of be a producers on this project.
Step up basically.
Step up and be producers on this project. Then it's worth your time. And he is the one who said that. And so then we spoke to Raghavendra, and I said, of course, go ahead, whatever you feel comfortable. And so that's how it became an Arca project. And yeah, that's the
solely because he thought your time wouldn't be rewarded enough.
Rewarded enough if I was just a line producer. Yeah, that was the primary, and it was his thought actually.
And the story, the inception of the story.
So after Adain Trata, and then Prabhas was supposed to do the film, and that was sorted.
Was the story locked or
no?
Was it
First it was Prabhas and Rajamouli combination was locked.
Okay.
And we announced actually we had a press meet that is still there in RK. We did a press meet announcing the project and all. By Apurki there was no story lock.
Not even the genre, like a faint
genre.
idea?
Actually, I remember him saying it will be a period film.
That's it. Okay.
And it will be large.
Okay.
This was the thing. And then akkadi nunchi one by one they started working on the story, and then Baahubali what came out was Baahubali. It started with a few scenes. Rajamouli had a very few shots and not even scenes, shots that he had in mind.
What are the shots that he shared with you?
So one is this baby holding the baby. That was one shot. And basically Vijayendra Prasad garu Rajamouli kalpi vachina shots. One was the baby shot. The one is Kattappa putting narikin tarvata putting
leg on his
Shivudu's leg on him. That was these were the two which I clearly remember were different, and there were 3-4 other shots like this, iconic shots. Satyaraj saying that there is this amazing, basically Kattappa saying that this undefeatable warrior, but he got killed. Who killed? And that I killed him.
The ending basically.
The ending. These were the 3-4 shots that were there, or scenes or shots. From that evolved the whole story.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about that evolution? Because Mr. Rajamouli is a very visual filmmaker. He's becoming a very strong visual filmmaker, which I think is a great thing. He's becoming a better filmmaker with each film. His visual game is becoming stronger.
Right.
Like you said, he starts with some of these images, and then they develop into moments, then they become scenes, then it becomes a screenplay. As someone who watched that whole process firsthand, can you tell us about that process a bit?
So yeah, typically what did he and his father, and then he has a close knit of writers, and here I think is predominantly he and his father. So they start bouncing off. So first these, like I said, these iconic shots or scenes, and then how do you connect these? And then who are the characters? So if someone is holding, what is the background of that character, like Shivagami? So that's how Shivagami evolved.
And the image comes first.
Image comes first. Then the character, because of that image, the character is kind of defined. And then once the characters are defined, there's a slave who, a loyal slave who backstabbed. What is that character? And who put someone's, what is the background of that person? Why would you put someone's, head on your head? What is the nature of that person? So then the characters evolve, and then it is about finding the scenes to connect these thing. So it is first defining it was about, it's not so exact, but it is, but in general it is like they decide the shots, then the characters, and then weave scenes that will connect all these into one cohesive story.
I'm actually, okay, you made films that made thousands of crores, but I'm actually envious of you in this aspect, that you get to witness this. you get to witness the birth of a legendary film. So that I'm very envious of you. So essentially, it's all backtracking in a way. And I think this is why his movements land so well.
Yeah.
Because this image is not the culmination, but this is the start point, and everything is being built.
Driven to that.
Yeah.
So if that scene or that shot has to be emotional and Pandali and audience should be in awe, you need to build it up.
Yeah.
So how do you build it up to a high, emotional high, that emotion, and so all the previous scenes lead up to that. So leading up to that, you build, and then it pays off at that.
Is this how he worked when he was making Maryada Ramana as well?
Maryada Ramana was much more simpler. Simpler. Adi aina మన వరగారు were colleagues, ముల్లపూడి రమణ గారి అబ్బాయి colleagues. So వరగారు I think suggested that from an old black and white film,
Our Hospitality
ఇన్స్పైర్ అయ్యి ఒక స్టోరీ సజెస్ట్ చేసినారు. సో దాని నుంచి రాజమౌళి అండ్ కాంచి గారు, హిస్ కజిన్, అండ్ ఐ థింక్ అండ్ మన విజయన్ ప్రసాద్ గారు, దెన్ దే సాట్ అండ్ దెన్
very conventional process.
Okay. It was about basically I think it started with, there's a timid guy who is put in a very aggressive situation. What do you do?
Does Mr. Rajamouli bounce all his stories with you, like the ideas with you?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Some maybe, so in a flow, sometimes he'll tell some scenes.
Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you about his.
No. But
casually asking you.
He'll share. He loves to share, not just with me. He loves to talk about it within his close circle, and he does share, and some scenes, or sometimes it is like he would have seen a film and come back, and he will talk about how he would have done the same scene, or and made it more emotional in his way. So like that, he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move to Bahubali. The whole team, like the whole family, like everyone involved in it were like you said that you guys stayed in RFC in a guest house. Even when you went to Mahabaleshwar, all of you were staying in lodges, because every penny that you are investing, it should reflect on screen. That's one mad level of dedication, because the scale was kind of unparalleled. It wasn't seen on Indian screen. Still, despite all these constraints, despite all these the imagination, were there still some elements that you couldn't realize the way you wanted to, or maybe this is getting too much for us, let's cut it down? There were a lot of compromises, but were there any major ones that you couldn't realize because it was too audacious?
Yeah. Rajamouli adithe, he'll tell 100 of them.
And maybe you are one of the reasons why. Because you are the one who would be.
Yeah, correct. So every scene, the way we worked was every schedule. We would sit and they would be before the schedule and much before the schedule. This is the scene, this is the work for that schedule, and we would get a budget of, this is the set. Sabu Cyril would give us a production budget. For the budget for the sets. VFX, either Srinivas Mohan or Kamal Kannan would give us a estimate of what the VFX cost would be. Sendil would tell us how many days it will take. So we would all put all this together and say, okay, this will cost X. And then I would go to Rajamouli and sit with him directly, and Valli and all of us, and full team, even including Sendil and all the key members, and then see, okay, this is what it is. Now what do we do? Then Rajamouli will say, okay, I don't want this. I don't want this. How much will it come now?
Okay.
I maybe this much set I don't need. I'll shoot from this angle, so maybe this is not required. If I shoot in completely in real live, will I CG? How much will the CG be? So this was an ongoing discussion we would do, and then come with what is this thing. So, and there will be instances every time where he will say, this I will not compromise. Okay.
So can you give an example? Something he was okay with the compromise, right? Something he fought for.
So those are very shot to shot, scene to scene kind of a things, where he would say, this is this thing. Like I will say, like the item song in Bahubali, Manohari song.
Yeah.
We were thinking of getting the original plan was to get someone a big name,
bigger,
much bigger name who would and pay this thing. Then we are already, as you know, we are already thing. So then he said, okay, fine, first was whether to keep the song or not. Then he said, okay, we need to keep the song, but okay, I don't want a name. We will do with something more reasonable. So that is a very thing. But in war, like when we were doing the war episode, we were spending, I said it earlier also,
25 lakhs per day.
25 lakhs, 30 lakhs a day, for every 4 days of crore, and it was a 30-40 day schedule.
You were having sleepless nights.
So, and then we went back, we stopped the shoot for a day, we discussed the same thing, like this is the cost, this is what it is happening. And that is just the production cost, and then the CG cost, and then the everything else. And we looked at it again. And then we said, there is nothing much we can do.
Apart from going ahead.
And we went there. And a little bit of tightening we did here and there. Some optimizations and things like that.
Like what are those optimizations like?
And in terms of maybe a little faster, can we execute some shots faster?
Okay.
And that kind of stuff. And also, there was a lot of thing where at some points at 500, 600 people as would be fighters and things. So we got people from Vizag who as bodybuilders who would at a very reasonable cost, who were with us all the time. They were not the typical movie people who would
go in the evening
and consistently would get the same people and at a reasonable, much reasonable cost.
Right.
Like that, there were a lot of things like junior artists. We had a whole issue with junior artists, and they were getting non-union junior artists and charging the same rate. Okay. Then we said, no, this doesn't work. Why should I pay you? I'll get my own people. You get whoever from your union, whoever you can supply, you supply. But others I'll get. So like that, and with so there was a lot of this kind of a thing. Wherever we could optimize and cut down, we tried to cut down.
What's your favorite scene in Bahubali?
There's like,
No, I know, but like as a movie lover or
Yeah.
as a fan, you might have still those. You might be having those moments, right?
I think Kattappa killing Bahubali is probably stands is the most emotional for me. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Madan Karki, who wrote the
Correct.
dialogues for the Tamil version of the film, shared an anecdote which kind of blew my mind, which is the scene where Prabhas jumps into the water and draws the tattoo on
Correct.
Tamanna's hand.
Correct.
Apparently, Mr. Rajamouli jumped into the water to show the camera movements.
Yeah, he would have.
And-
I don't remember exactly, but I'm not surprised.
And it was freezing cold.
Right.
He was the first one to jump. He came out, and for an hour or 2 hours, he wasn't able to see properly. Like he lost his vision.
Okay. I'm not able to recall
Yeah,
that.
so, okay.
But I'm not surprised. I'm not able. So ప్రభాస్ ఎప్పుడు అంటాడు రాజమౌళితో ఇది అవ్వదని చెప్పలేదు ఎందుకంటే ముందు తను చేసి చూపించేస్తాడు సో వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ఆన్ ఎ హార్స్ గెటింగ్ ఆన్ ఎ ఎలిఫెంట్ ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఆన్ ద రోప్స్ అండ్ థింక్ he would have gone there and tested it first. And he would have checked it out first, felt it, and then he will this thing. So he's that way. He's completely he learns fast and he picks up fast and he tests it himself. Yeah.
So it was mad for me because like everyone on the set apparently were panicking, and he lost vision for an hour or 1.5 hours. Okay. But he told his team, Madan Karki tells this, that he asked the team to, okay, you guys keep continuing. Because it's all hazy, he's not able to see.
Right.
He came back after washing his eyes with hot water, cold water, and all. Then so I wanted to know if there are any other stories that stand as a test statement to this man's...
many like that. This particular one, I'm finding it hard to recall. Maybe I was not there at the time on the shoot or something.
I think it happened in Georgia. I'm not exactly sure.
But he's like that. Like if you see that elephant shot where Prabhas gets up and then that way of getting up. There's also a video we released much before, which is like etc. videos which we released, where you see Rajamouli getting on the elephant. So he actually tested that, got on the elephant, and then that whole how that condiment on the trunk nunchi ekki paiki elledi, he checked it out, and then so like that everything he goes ahead and tests it himself first. Yeah.
So I wanted to know this. You spoke about this. I want to get into more specifics, which is the day Baahubali released. We all know it's like a legendary day for all the good and bad reasons.
Correct.
It's like, okay, this film is not working for some people, but then it takes time. We need to get used to cliffhangers. So it took time.
Yeah.
So I want to know, did you sleep that Friday?
I would have slept, but it was not a restful sleep for sure. Because I actually didn't sleep because 1 o'clock show next day morning, the Thursday night, early morning, 1 o'clock show. Night Bombay we were having a premiere.
Screening,
not a premiere, but we had a press screening and things were coming. And then there was all this, Bombay nunchi, talk was very
glorious,
good. Very good. Nana was there in Bombay and he was like, oh, phenomenal reception. Ikkada 1 o'clock show ki vellam. Actually, we were on a little high because Bombay nunchi we were getting some good reports. So we went, and then we went for that 1 o'clock show. And then 1 o'clock show nunchi bayitiki vachepatiki everybody, you can feel the energy in those morning shows also. It didn't feel like it felt a little low. I mean, it was high, but it still you could still sense that there was a. And then people were slowly like, and all that. And then I remember, so it was a shaky time at that time. Yeah.
But when or how did you realize that, okay, we are safe? Okay, that must have been
I think by evening we realized the talk was shifting. But I think it was the whole weekend. Monday morning, Monday this thing, Sunday and then Monday. I think it's when we realized.
Must have been such a relief, no?
Yeah.
What that feel like?
But that relief took about a couple of weeks to get there because and the Hindi numbers and and all that. Because Bajrangi Bhaijaan was coming within a week.
Yeah.
So we didn't know how much it will sustain. So yanni kalbi it took a while.
My God. So, but again, I think Baahubali is still like a masterclass in production because every penny, you can see it on screen.
Yeah.
And again, we are outsiders. We keep hearing all these stories about ridiculous amounts of money being poured into films. You keep hearing these numbers, hundreds of crores, and many films you don't
see it.
So you keep wondering, where did that money going?
So for Baahubali, there are many times what happens is you shoot and then you discard. That's where a lot of money goes, because you're shooting and reshooting it. For Baahubali, I don't think there's anything that we actually, if both the films put together, while we shot a long number of days, nothing we shot was actually not used.
Right.
So almost everything, maybe I would say 90-95%. Editing lo konta shots pote, that is different.
Yeah.
But chunks ee scene bahar raledu. Sequences idantha reshoot cheyali. That was never there. Okay, that is full credit to Rajamouli for the clarity of the thing. And the second was, at any given time, like I said earlier also, it was an ongoing discussion, ఇది అవసరమా ఇది అవసరం లేదా, దీనికి ఏంటి. That was the second thing. And including CG was the way we worked. I think was a very novel that he started building through Magadira, and that was evolved in a thing, the way of doing CG production, where you take a scene. We have a CG supervisor in house, and then they take a scene, break it down, and then the most complex goes to the most the more experienced or more expensive studio, and the more regular tasks are given to smaller studios, and but that is a very complex process, because then you're dealing with 30-40 studios, but it brings the cost down.
Right.
So we had a whole team, managing these shots coming in, going, and then crossing, and then ensuring that they move from here to there at the right time. It's not stuck somewhere else, because the other studio will say, no, we are waiting for the shot to come from here. And we worked across countries and cities, and to ensure all these come together at the right time. So those kind of very complex workflows happened to bring the cost as low as possible and also show everything on screen.
It's practically MBA.
Yeah.
Anyone who worked on Baahubali, it's like it's literally MBA.
Absolutely, it's a master class in production.
Yeah, and Mr. Rajamouli says that the opening credits of Baahubali 2,
right,
the 3D models, they were done by a set of students in
China.
So it's.
So we sourced like that. We sourced people. Sometimes there was risk to it, where we got into problems with some VFX studios, and then we had to come up with the other alternatives last minute. Entire war episode we gave to a Chinese studio, part 1, and they just, in the last minute, they took all the money, and then they said there's nothing. They didn't finish it around halfway through. They just said there's nothing else we can do. And then we paid all the money, got it, and then 1 month before, we had to find local studios and get it done.
Did you get the money back from them?
No. We had to pay everything to get whatever they did also. So we paid the full amount, then got half-baked content and half-done content, and then again distributed it here, and then got it done. So Srinivas Mohan Garu did that. So there were a lot of setbacks like that, because it was easy. It would have been easy to just give to one studio and say, you are the thing, but then it would have neither got the quality or the cost. It would have been much more expensive. So, but there was a tremendous learning.
Yeah, it is. So would it be a fair assumption that almost 90% of Baahubali's budget went into production, and maybe 10% for salaries?
Yeah, close. Maybe 80%, I would say.
80 to production. That's still great.
Yeah, 80%. Yeah, our cast and crew salaries were very, very
nominal. Let's say, if you have to make a film of this scale today, would that proportion be the same?
I doubt it. See, that was the first time, and everybody was also, everybody knew that this was a huge risk, and that unless there is this thing, you won't see money, and so everybody was willing to make, and everybody also knew that they're doing something for the first time. So everybody felt that they were part of something larger, and something unique. So I think everybody took a step back.
And to be very honest, if Prabhas and Rana hadn't they committed,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have seen this product, right? It's like an absolute.
Absolutely. No. Yeah. Especially Prabhasan, giving that 4 years of time, because he completely believed in it. And then Rana also, giving the time solo, back to back, and without any in between. Also between part 1 and part 2 also works. Whether a small film on one quick film and chase he said no. I'll just wait till we start part 2 and Prabhas. And he stayed from day 1 to day 2, both.
Lovely. Sir, in 2025, what are the aspects in filmmaking that have gotten easier if you had to mount a film of this scale? And what would your challenges be in 2025? It's been a decade now.
Yeah. I think what has, whether through learning or through technology, I think what has got relatively simpler is the pre-production part. When we started, as the pre-production, we did 1 year. But still when we went and started shooting, we realized that there's a lot more. And the kind of pre-production we did, nobody else did.
You guys documented the pre-production and would be posting updates on Facebook, and it was serving as marketing also. Even before you started filming.
Yeah. So that pre-production especially concept art development, world building, rules, all that. I think now, both through experience and through with AI coming in and a lot of technology coming in and pre-visualization. So concept to pre-visualization, that part has changed a lot. Earlier when we were up to pre-vis, part 1 was pre-vis and a concept, it was too expensive or we didn't know. Part 2, then we went to LA and then got a thing, and the entire war was pre-vis and all that.
That's the first time we heard the term that pre-visualization for Baahubali 2.
So and that was just the episode for part 2, just the war episode. Pre-vis only, Apollo we spent 2 crores I think on the pre-vis of the war episode. But then that helped us really precisely shoot exactly what we did.
That might have saved a lot of money when you went to production.
Yeah, it saved more than that in the production. But all that is now become common. Everybody now, even for a small film, we are doing pre-vis. Concept art has become standard, and the way to do it also now with the AI and all that, concept art and all that has come to try. But I think the rest of the production process is equally complex.
So, but again, this is something with the numbers that you keep hearing, the salaries and all. Aren't those like a nightmare for a producer? For somebody like you who's very that needs to be reflected on screen.
Ultimately each producer has to decide.
And it's your choice. It's not like nobody's forcing you.
It's a choice. Nobody's forcing you.
Yeah.
You decide whether for me this project, what you're looking at it makes sense or not. So it's an individual choice.
Does it make sense to you?
It depends. It says project specific. So that's what. Some project it might make sense. Some project.
Will it make sense for Baahubali 3?
Baahubali 3, we have to see.
No, because there is viability. There is excitement. So
no, definitely. See, as long as the project is viable and profitable, then everything else makes sense. That's how it has to be. Now, it's not about why should we pay so much or why can't they do for less. What's the value, and is it making sense? Are we able to make it in a certain cost that is profitable? Every project can't be like Baahubali where we go with a huge deficit or take a huge risk.
No, sir, but hypothetically, does Baahubali 3 make sense to you? Make sense to you in the sense? It does, right? Financially.
Financially, it makes all the sense. Not just financially, creatively, every which way. Because Baahubali, as I said, was designed eventually became a world. We started as a story, but very soon we realized that the characters and the worlds blend themselves to a lot of stories. And so there's a huge potential to tell stories. First comes whether is there an opportunity to tell a good story from that world. That yes, there is. Second is, does it make financial sense? I think that also does. The third is when it will happen, it will happen.
Yeah. So now coming to the epic, why did you feel the need to, in a way, retell this duology as a single?
So basically, it started with this is the 10 years, and we felt 10 years. It's like almost a generation has gone through, and mostly people have only seen it. If you leave out in 2015 and 17 or less, after that everyone has experienced it only on TV.
Yeah, not on the big screen.
Not on the big screens for sure, and mostly on television, maybe a home theater or mobiles, right? And in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
It's not like one you sit and you TV lante watching the కొన్ని scenes చూస్తా వెళ్తాం. Even streaming you will see some scenes and go. That is so we felt 10 years aindi and we need to celebrate 10 years of Baahubali. Because it's an iconic film, and so to do that, let's bring the film back to theaters and re-release it. That was the initial concept, and my idea was that we'll release. And so last year, the planning and the thought started last year. It's not an afterthought.
Right.
It was almost like more than a year back is when we said we want to think, and from there we started working on. Different things. How do you put this all together? How do you market it? And then what are the formats you can release it in to make it a totally... So multiple formats, new formats have come.
So like what are the formats?
So talking about formats, the thing is when we did Baahubali 1, we really, Rajamouli wanted to put it out in IMAX. Because he felt, we all felt that IMAX.
Yeah.
But then IMAX team at the time and IMAX at the time did not understand in Indian cinema so much. It was still new, and YRF they did. I think YRF 1 Doom. I think at the time.
Doom 3, I guess.
Doom 3 they did, and they and South cinema is also very new to them.
But did you have those conversations with IMAX?
So we had part 1. We had IMAX conversations from day one. From starting with IMAX cameras to at least IMAX DMR process. So that is when they said, okay, we'll think about it, and we had a long conversation. Me and Rajamouli went to IMAX office in LA. We sat and showed them the concept art, the scale at which we are envisioning.
Before the filming started,
or maybe initially after in the early days of the film process. And they were all, while they were like seemed excited, they said ultimately they didn't take it on.
Okay.
But what they had said is to be on IMAX, you need to shoot on 1:1.9 aspect ratio, which is a little
square, more
taller.
Yeah, taller.
Scope is this way.
Yeah.
If you keep the same width, it is a slightly taller aspect ratio. So you have a more picture on the top and bottom. 1.9 you have to shoot to be eligible for thing. So we shot the entire film in 1.9. And
in IMAX approved cameras, right?
No.
In any camera?
In regular, any cameras.
Okay.
So there's no IMAX. There is an IMAX approved resolution and aspect ratio.
Okay.
And the best cameras anyway, we're using the thing. So we shot the entire film in
that aspect ratio
in 1.9 and 2.39, the scope, standard scope and thing. And it is actually a little time consuming process, because you have to set for 2 frames each shot.
Isn't it the same camera?
It's a same camera, but when you're framing the shot,
right?
The framing changes. Not all shots sit well with in the same 2 frames, 2 aspect ratios. Like cut chesinappudu sometimes pine cut అయిపోతుంది.
And you have these booms and also you have to clear the headroom.
Not just one is the booms, and the other is just the head, how tight you go, and then if you expand it, then it may be a little loose. So framing for 2 aspect ratios is a time consuming and is a more challenging, not challenging, but it's
time consuming.
And then one day Rajamouli and Senthil called me and said, Shobu, IMAX ayanni ayyedatledu gaani manam will go off to our standard scope, which is 2.39 wide format, standard format will go. I said no. We will, even if it is taking more time, we'll stick to it. So Rajamouli said, okay, we'll do it. So we shot the entire film in this thing. And then the other thing is when you shoot in 1.9, you have to CGI also, you have to finish that extra percentage. So there's extra cost to finishing the extra frame, because there might be background or whatever that needs to be. So it's an extra cost for the artist. It's a bigger, basically CG for a bigger picture.
But you were willing to?
Yeah, we did all that, but ultimately we never got IMAX.
Damn. What did they say?
I think they just said we'll pass on it, but they said they didn't have the screens. I don't know what it was.
But you had like a proper IMAX version of Baahubali ready since 2015.
2015, yeah.
Okay.
And then so the only place we could screen it with that full thing, because we did it, was in Prasad's PCX. So we did the full flat content 1.9. It's actually 1.9 is full content. Flat is 1.85.
1.85.
Yeah. So we actually screened in Prasad's. That was the only place we could screen. I don't think there was any other screens. So that was then. That was the story then. Then part 2 kochepatiki, they saw the success of part 1. Immediately IMAX okayed for part 2. So we released part 2 in IMAX.
Right.
And it became the highest grossing Indian film ever for them. And then eventually RRR is what became now the highest grossing. So still, even now, Baahubali is the second highest grossing Indian film for them. So we didn't have IMAX format then. Then there is now the new formats are Dolby Cinema, right? Dolby Cinema is a fantastic format. In India right now, again, there's only one screen.
I think in Pune, right?
Pune they have one screen. Second one is coming up in
Allu Arjun's,
but that won't be ready soon. But in US, it's they have a few hundred screens, and Middle East, Gulf, Europe, and Japan, it's quite popular. So we said we'll do Dolby. So we're doing Dolby. So IMAX and Dolby.
4DX also, right?
And then we're doing 4DX and D-Box, which are not there anywhere then. So and then Epic and PCX, again they are the 1.89 and 1.9 aspect ratio. Since we have the content, we are getting all that. So so the idea is that from scope to flat to full and Dolby and 4DX and D-Box, whatever is the preference of the audience, we want them to come and experience and enjoy the immersive experience and with Dolby Atmos sound. And very interesting tidbit is when we were doing Baahubali 1, Dolby Atmos was probably in a handful of theaters.
Very nascent,
very nascent, very early, and Dolby team had come to us and said, please do this in Dolby Atmos. We want to popularize this format. It's a brilliant format. And so we went and did even though it were a few screens, we went and did a Dolby Atmos mix for the entire film. And then Baahubali 2 happened, and then that was a tipping point for Atmos to become a common thing, and now it's like present.
Now it's everywhere.
Everywhere, hundreds of screens in India. It's a default. Atmos is considered a default thing. So now we have Atmos. So Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos together will be an amazing experience if there's if it's access to it. So we worked with IMAX since the beginning of this year to get this back onto the thing with Dolby. So all these beautiful formats are there to experience.
Wonderful. And I would love to know more about the structure of the film, because I have an assumption. Please, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So okay. First question is, will the film be in chronological order, or will it follow the Baahubali 1 and then interval and then Baahubali 2, that format?
Good question. It is Baahubali 1 interval. Baahubali 2.
So it's like you are editing two films but bringing them down to like 1.5 hour, perhaps 1 hour 45, 1 hour 45.
It's about its overall runtime is about 3 hours 40 minutes and something. 3 hours, maybe a little few minutes here and there, but 3 hours 42, 43, that kind of a zone. But part 1 is Baahubali 1.
First half is Baahubali 1.
First half is Baahubali 1. Second, we have a regular interval, and then second half.
Okay.
So it's like watching two films actually. But otherwise there's no. It's not like chronological order or something drastically shifting.
So it's two. No, that means a lot of scenes have to go.
Yeah.
So
it was a very. So one is very important is there's a lot of conversation online of what is the runtime. So that 3 hours 40 odd minutes is the runtime, and to bring it and. We can't have as good as film in it. There's still a thing. So we try to bring it to the thing. So a lot of it was a very tough job. Editing it to make it to so that it flows smoothly like one complete film.
It's not easy at all.
And keeping the same structure
and the soul intact.
And giving the whole thing is a tremendous editing job. So Rajamouli and Tamiraj garu sat across many months wherever, and because Rajamouli is also busy with his this thing, so wherever he found time, and many iterations, and then we had a couple of screenings just with general friends and family to get their feedback, and then finally I think a few days back we locked the final thing, which is that runtime.
I'm going to take a few guesses now. Just say yes or no. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So the way we look at Baahubali is that Baahubali 1's second half till the climax of Baahubali 2, it's a giant flashback.
Correct.
It's a giant flashback. Like the first half of Baahubali. The first half of Baahubali and the end part, the climax, is the present story. Rest of it, basically 75% of it, say 60% of it
is Kattappa's narration.
Is the flashback.
Right.
So in that sense, when you look at it as a story, you don't need Prabhas's intro in Baahubali 2. The one where he comes with the elephant scene and the lead up to Sahore Baahubali. You don't need it when you're watching it as a story, but you need it for Baahubali 2.
Right.
Is that gone?
That you have to find out. No. There are all the highs of Prabhas is there. Prabhas.
Okay.
So all the crucial scenes of Prabhas, Rana are all there. I think the most impacted will be the songs. Songs and some scenes.
Like I really don't mind if Manohari, if those item songs are gone.
Yeah.
I don't think fans of Baahubali will really mind that.
The songs, a couple of songs are gone. Of course, some songs that we can't touch them. So, but some songs, a couple of songs are gone. Songs are gone, and a lot of trimming, scene trimmings, and then a slight, adjustments in the flow and stuff like that.
In the flow. Are there any new additions, like new scenes perhaps?
So, not much, but there will be some small surprises. And if you go thinking there is some new scenes and all, you'll be disappointed. So that's why I don't want to say there is some new scenes. But there is here and there, you suddenly, that kind of a touch and go it will be. So you shouldn't expect much.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah. Because we also say Rajamouli and us, we firmly like to set the right expectations for an audience to come in. So we don't want to give a wrong expectation or something that is. So there's a thing that chala kotta scenes. It's not like that.
But the high moments are intact. No, all the Baahubali moments.
For fans, it will be a riot, and for just as a film lover and a Baahubali film lover, it will be a fantastic watch of a whole story, start to finish, in one go. And with it flows beautifully with the right highs and lows, very emotional at times, very touching and stuff.
No, but tell me one thing. Okay, but I really want to know this. Is there one moment that that you really like, but that had to go in this version? Just one. I'm not gonna, what do you call, try to.
And see, we had actually, Rajamouli had mentioned this in an earlier interview. The Anushka Sweetie's song, the Krishnudi, that song, that whole song is not there.
Then that's something that
I like that song, but that's not there. So
okay. No, I'm not gonna make you try to extract more. I'm good. I'm good. So it's almost like you guys are treating it like a new film.
Absolutely.
Like new DI,
new mix and the same mix. It's not like it's going to sound different, but it's been, because there's a lot of edits. The flow basically. Flow has to be set. So Kirwani garu supervised the whole remix again. The Sendil has supervised regrading, graded the whole thing.
Why did you opt for like a new version of grading?
not like it's a new version of grading. It's just that Apollo చేసింది ఏంటంటే we did it on 2K projectors and all that.
Right.
Now we have 4K projectors, so it's you can see the much more now, see it better, much more detail. So because of that, it's not like completely new grade. It's the same. We'll follow the same color palette and everything. It's just it look a little more finessed.
Okay. And how are you planning global distribution, sir?
So it's a wide release, but limited run. Ante it'll release world over, but it won't be like a new film where it'll run for 4-5 weeks.
Okay.
We don't know what the runtime, but it is for a week for sure. But maybe beyond that, I don't know what it'll be. But it's a wide release, so we have a US, we have Variance Films. It's doing entire US.
Oh, the ones who handle Triple R.
Triple R. And then we have Vijay Pratingara doing Canada. Then we have local distributors in France, Carlatani, local French distribution house. Then most of the rest of the territories are being handled by AA Films, Anil Tadani.
Okay.
So the UK, the Middle East, Australia, Asia, all that is AA is doing. And India, again, Hindi AA Films. And South is Telugu lo Nizam is Asian Suresh Films.
Okay.
And Andhra and Karnataka is Sai Garu
Korapati.
Varai Films, and a few, and he's working with a couple of others in Karnataka and to distribute. And Tamil Nadu, Rana Suresh Films is distributing. Malayalam also we have. So it's all, it's all.
It really has the potential to tap that market, because since people know, because at least a section of cinephiles know Mr. Rajamouli, and Triple R is like a very big deal.
Right.
This actually has potential that.
So that's the idea, that in US especially, what we are looking at is hoping is to somehow, if we can entice RRR fans who discovered, not the Indians who already love thing, but the American film lovers who discovered Indian films through RRR, to see if they can come and enjoy the film in Bahubali.
No, but are you planning to push the film there, like promotion?
Yeah, we are doing some promotional activity and stuff like that. Mostly digital promotion, but we are doing mainstream press there.
Okay. So Mr. Rajamouli will he be flying, or?
No. We are doing some online press and stuff like that.
Okay, because I'm very excited to see how they'll receive it, because Triple R was a great entry point, but Baahubali is equally
it's a new it's a good opportunity. Fingers crossed. And so if you notice, even when we did the teaser launch and all that, there was a lot of international press coverage that we did.
Right.
From Entertainment Weekly to
Variety also.
Variety, THR, and then all the major from Letterboxd to all of them. So we were intentionally pushing the.
I mean, even if Mr. Rajamouli can go and at least do a couple of Zoom interviews, that would be, because I really want people to discover Baahubali as well.
It's in the this thing. We need to see how it all comes.
I really hope it works out, sir, because we need to show it to the world. They have seen Triple R, but we have Baahubali too that they need to discover.
So even IMAX, that's why IMAX is also very supportive this time.
Nice.
So we are going to get a very good release for IMAX. We'll probably be there in some of the most iconic and largest IMAX screens.
Wow. The Lincoln Center and all.
We'll get a confirmation all of them, but the idea is to be in places like that.
Wonderful.
In such iconic and large screens around the world. So the positioning, it is a film meant to be watched on big screens, so watch it on the biggest screens. So
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I'm more excited than you. As a Baahubali fan, as a Rajamouli fan, you know this fan obsession, right? Like this film has to go, and I'm sure it's a sentiment that many resonate with.
So we're definitely it's not like a re-release, and it's almost like a reimagined experience. So we're going all out in terms of getting the best screens, the best experience wherever. Everybody can't, of course, watch it because you can't. IMAX is these Dolbys are only limited, but even regular screens, you'll be a fantastic experience.
Did it take a substantial amount to
Yeah. It was like I said, it's the last 7-8 months of planning, working with IMAX, working with various films, Dylan, and all the other Anil. So it's been all of this Anil
The
film.
investment too.
Investment also. It's like compared to it's not like a re-release. It's like a small new release.
A small new release.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of money also being put in terms of getting the right distribution, marketing, and everything.
sir, I always wanted to know how did you guys get to Royal Albert Hall? Who initiated that? What was that experience like?
So surprisingly, Royal Albert Hall, they only reached out to us.
Wow.
So there is a Japanese company which does this. It's called Cinema Sense Concert series, where they play this larger than life iconic films.
Interstellar and all. I've seen videos of Interstellar.
So actually, about a month before, we were in London and we went to Royal Albert Hall and we heard this film scores. And we were like, we entered, all of us, me, Rajamouli, Kirwani Garu, Valli, the entire, all our families were there, and we were like, in one cinema I could play at ela untundani. And then I came back, and then 2 weeks later I got an email saying we would like to license it to play it in Royal Albert Hall. So that's how it happened.
Wow. Wow. Sir, now looking at the future of Baahubali, we recently had something like a Mahavatar Narsimha, which, to be very honest, surprised everyone, and almost like just like how Baahubali did open many doors.
Right.
Mahavatar Narsimha did open a door for that medium that filmmakers can now opt for. Animation films, and I think they have already boarded the train. They have already, people have already jumped, and they are now producing films. And Baahubali, you already have an IP.
Right.
You already have an IP that people are very interested in.
Right.
I think you also launched VFX studio, right?
Yeah, we have Mihira Visual Effects.
Yeah. So isn't that an exciting prospect to launch?
No, absolutely. No. I've always been a big fan of animation and a big believer that animation has a huge potential in India. And I strongly believe that there are stories from Baahubali that can blend itself to animation beautifully. And while we have done some animation earlier, which is for television, for Amazon and then Hotstar, those were on the lower end of the animation, 2D animation, and more because of the budgets and stuff, it was a more. But my whole aspiration has been that we present, when we need to come with when we come out, we need to do something that is again like up the bar of animation in India, and have a new level of quality and on global standards, something from India to the world again. And I think it's the right time. We have some thoughts, and we might have a few surprises.
Please think more. Please keep thinking. Please.
We have some things. We might very soon talk about it.
Wonderful. Why do you think the animation, works from the world of Baahubali didn't work as well as you would have hoped?
No, actually, it did well. See, I don't think it didn't work.
I mean, I'm not talking about numbers or anything, but the sheer impact.
The sheer impact, because it was. See, there was a certain budget to do it in on Prime Video and Hotstar, and it was trying to fit it into that budget, and it was catering to a certain like a younger audience. That is, and it was a very traditional
2D animation.
Traditional 2D animation. So it had a limited appeal. Limited. So I think the style and the budgets defined the style, and the style kind of combination of which were created a limited appeal. But this time I am, instead of licensing it and instead of looking at it as a streaming, we're looking at it as a theatrical. We want to look at it as a theatrical film meant for theaters, where then there is then we need to really up the game in terms of quality and stuff.
So what would your reference be, sir, if a full-fledged film, feature-length animation film were to come from the world of Bahubali, what would your reference be?
In terms of style and quality, it will be something like Arcane.
Wow.
Arcane and Spider-Verse.
Wow.
Kind of that is the space that I am excited about.
Wonderful. Sir, again, random guess game. You can give me a sign, or you can I'll let you decide that there will be an announcement for Bahubali 3 at the end of Bahubali epic.
No, no Bahubali 3 for sure, no. We might have some other surprise, but not Bahubali 3.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Bahubali 3 is a little, will take some more. There's a lot more work to do on Bahubali 3. But we might have some other surprise.
So the world of Bahubali is thriving, right?
Absolutely. We have a lot of this thing on world of Bahubali. And this is not, this whole re-release is not a one-off thing, but the next step.
It's like phase 2.
Phase 2, yeah.
Phase 2 of
Bahubali. Because we whether it's me or Rajamouli, all of us strongly believe that there's a lot of stories that can be told from this world. Now, how we tell it and how we present it is
wonderful. What's happening with Arka, non-Bahubali segment of Arka?
So we have Fahad Fasil with Fahad Fasil. I think we're starting soon on the
Did they start production or?
No, we're starting now. We're starting soon.
Okay. What caused the delay?
And multiple things. Pushpa got delayed, so he was stuck with that. Then he had some other projects to finish. So we're starting that. We're doing one Tamil film that we'll announce shortly.
Okay.
And then we're doing a show for Amazon.
Is that from the world of Bahubali or separately?
No, separately. Okay. No, that's right. We're talking outside.
Oh, non-Bahubali.
Non-Bahubali. And then we have a couple of more films that are under discussion. And we'll probably go next year. So there's a few films and series that's happening.
We as outsiders, we have a lot of conspiracies, a lot of theories about what went into the making of Bahubali. Just a couple, if you can share, burst those myths and tell us what actually. Is it true that Mr. Rajamouli had considered the late Srihari for the role of Kattappa?
Oh. I'm blanking out a little. I don't think so. I think Satyaraj was the first. Maybe in passing, just a discussion or something like that. But I don't think we actually approached him.
Jason Momoa for
that was again, that was a thought. And we tried to approach him. But then next immediately Rana and Chappy.
But was the effort put into approach?
Yeah, there was a little bit of effort that was put in. We tried to reach their agent and send the script and stuff like that. We did that.
Okay. And Sudeep was established in part 1.
Right.
He was supposed to have a longer or a more significant bit in part 2, but
no, actually his character was designed for just those.
That's it.
Actually, I remember Rajamouli calling Sudeep and saying, Sudeep, I need 3 days of your time. I have a small scene that I would like you to do 3 days. So I remember him asking us, 3 days is fine, sir. Across how many months? Do you want? Because I know you're not going to shoot. So, but it was 3 days. We had conceived it as there was some discussion whether we should bring him back again later and all that, but originally it was conceived only for
that's it. It was not set up for something bigger in the... No. So, but did the success of Bahubali 1, did it bring any changes in Bahubali 2's flow?
Not much. Just more on the technical side, but not less on the this.
Okay.
No, on the story side, not much. More on the technical side.
Okay.
And also there's one more that I'll only think there's ongoing. I see online chatter that we asked Hrithik and stuff like that for Prabhas for Bahubali's role. That was never. It was from day one. It was for Prabhas.
You have a Bahubali documentary coming up, which
Anushka
Shetty she had revealed.
So it's basically again as a looking back 10 years, we wanted to kind of document what is how Bahubali impacted each of us as artists who worked in it, technicians who worked in it, producers, and to the generally when you look back 10 years from and what do you feel? So that's what we are trying to, and also kind of document the whole process of Bahubali and its impact on pop culture as a celebration of the 10 years.
Right. So you'll have all the main people.
Yeah, everyone, all the cast and the crew are part of the documentary. But it will probably come later, end of the year or something.
Like it's going directly to streaming, or
Direct
directly
to streaming. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Finally, I'm so sorry I'm taking so much time because I have a lot of things to ask, and I thought I had wrapped up, but I still have new things coming up. So, Mr. Amir Khan had told us, there's a very famous statement from Amir Khan saying that Bahubali 2 is the country's most watched film in terms of footfalls.
Yes. No, it's not the highest. I'll correct it. Sholay has the highest number of footfalls.
Okay.
After Sholay, Bahubali 2 has the highest number of footfalls.
But Bahubali, it's not beaten yet, right?
Nobody has
Bahubali
beaten.
2, right?
No, Bahubali 2 after Sholay, Bahubali 2 is the highest number of footfalls.
So that still despite that, it's just 2% of India's population.
Yeah, it was I think about 110 million or
then it was in 2017.
11 crores or 12 crores or something like that is the number. Between 10 and 12 crores is
10 to 10 crores.
12 crores is the number. Yeah, that's it.
It's still just 2%
small
of India's
population. A fraction of the
So if Bahubali 2, this Bahubali 2 is being watched only by 2% of
and even that there are people watching it multiple times. It's not even like a unique footfalls.
Yeah. And we keep hearing this thing that footfalls are going down. Yeah, films might be making 1,000 crores. Absolutely. They might be selling 1 million tickets over the weekend. Film might be making 1,000 crores or 2,000 crores. But the number of people going to cinema has declined significantly.
Right.
How do you look at this as a producer, this scenario?
And there are a couple of things. One is, especially in the Indian context, we are not getting enough content to theaters. There are moments when there is a void. And so I think especially there's content lacquer, there's single screens and multiplexes suffering in those gaps. So I think they should, so it's a chicken and egg story, and we need more content to come out. And now everyone is taking, because of the nature of the thing and this kind of stories we're telling, everybody is taking longer time to make one film, right? So Raghavendra time lo apparently in peak lo he released 12 films in 1 year.
No, Raghavendra Rao,
Dasar garu aithe 18 films or something in 1 year. Now 3 years ki 2 years ki oka cinema chestunam. You know, this big films.
See, that's a complaint that's always labeled on Mr. Rajamouli. that you know,
so, because the stakes have also and expectations are becoming bigger. So you're spending more time trying to craft a better product. So you know, so everything is so that I think so. There is a pressure on theaters, and so the footfalls are also coming. Theaters are number of screens are coming down. Which normally itself India has a screen density is very low. In the south lo inka manaki still better. North aithe screen density is very low. China has some 60,000, 70,000 screens. We have some 9-10,000, you know, 8-9, somewhere around roughly around 9-10,000 screens. So I think, unless we figure a way of content plus some kind of screens that can be in the smaller markets,
So, but in retrospect, don't you think the success of Bahubali, or at least many people in the industry, took wrong lessons from the success of Bahubali? I don't think, I mean, if I have to, this might come across as out of context, so if I have to explain, you guys worked really hard, worked for 5 years, and achieved a product. Somehow people only saw grandeur in it. Somehow people only saw scale in it. And the idea to create expansive sets, like the bigness, they only saw the bigness, and people tried to pouring in the money, thinking that if I make a big film, people will come to theaters. But somehow they have been terribly wrong about it in trying to imitate the vastness of Bahubali.
Yeah, see, I don't want to comment on that, but basically showing scale is itself an art. Like, it's not just about building the biggest set.
Yeah.
How do the thought that goes into how do you show scale within that frame, right? That itself is a talent and an art form, right?
Yeah.
And how do you take somebody into that world and make it immersive? Like, in Baahubali, you feel like you're in the Maheshmati kingdom. Everybody behaves in a certain way, moves in a certain way, that you are transported to that era. It's not like today's actors are plastered on. The actors themselves feel like they're in that era. So there's a lot of design and thought that is there. So it is. It's not just about money.
Exactly.
It's not just about money. There's a lot of thought and craft.
Which people don't see. They only see the end product.
I won't.
Yeah. I mean, as an outsider, that's what I feel, because I see a lot of films, right?
Yeah.
And I see some things are clearly inspired by Baahubali, but they clearly don't have the emotion or the soul that made Baahubali what it is.
Yeah, those are things that needs to be taken into consideration, you know, to kind of get that grandeur, that scale, and that thing. Yeah. And also, I think we didn't talk about it, but promotion and marketing, and also understanding of international markets. You know, what is out there, whether it is not just international, just outside of our Telugu market. How do you present it in Hindi? How do you present it in Tamil? How do you present it in Malayalam? How do you present in a completely in US to a Western audience, or a Europe to a European audience? You know, and being out there and understanding what is it that is, you know, interesting them. Like earlier, I'm digressing a bit, but earlier crossover films meant making a film that was appealing to the West. Like Lunchbox. Lunchbox did nothing in India. It appealed to a Western audience. It did fabulously. Right. That was what was called a crossover.
Even something like a Salam Bombay,
like or Meera Nayar's kind of films, and all these were appealing to a Western audience. An Indian story appealing to a Western audience, which that was what crossover meant. We also did Morning Raga, or attempted Morning Raga was that, right? But then slowly now, what we are realizing that when you do something truly Indian, the way you want it, and there's a heart and soul in it, that can also cross over. You're not trying to make it for a Western sensibility or someone else's.
You're not trying to
appeal or make it for someone else's sensibilities. You're making it for your own audience and your own sensibilities. But there is an audience who wants to appreciate that. And I think that is where a film like Baahubali or a film like RRR fits in. Right, where you're not doing something for someone. You're doing something for your own, the way you wanted to do it. And that is about, I think, about having. It's about that's the crossover was that intellectual kind of cerebral kind of filmmaking. Nothing wrong about it, but that's one kind of filmmaking. I love those films. This is more like fun in the cinemas.
More populist,
fun. You're going there to have a good time. Cheer, laugh, get an immersive, like going to a cricket stadium for a game, right? And that is what I experienced when I went to see RRR screenings in US, when you're predominantly white audience coming there. And they're coming there because not like some intellectual thing or some thing, they're just enjoying the film for what is meant to be, you know, the emotion, the dance, the fights. You know, just like how our Indian audience, we enjoy. So,
so to be very honest, I was watching a Jason Statham film very recently, and I rewatched The Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling's film, and I genuinely felt Hollywood masala and Indian masala are not very different. They are the same beats.
Same. The masala beats are the same.
And even they love. Even we love that.
Absolutely. Only that for long we have been caught up in the thing that our films won't appeal to Western audience. but I think that is changing. If you do it right,
It has changed.
yeah, it is.
So thank you so much. I really hope Baahubali, the epic, like every Baahubali fan, like every every Rajamouli fan, I want Baahubali, the epic, to be witnessed by the Western audience. Okay, Indian audience, okay, they are gonna watch. Not that I'm looking down on them. They are gonna watch it anyway. But since there is potential there, because there is an opportunity there, I really hope and want the Western audience to embrace Baahubali the way they did.
No, I'm first I'm looking forward to our Indian audience enjoying
That
it.
is sorted.
Yeah,
Sir.
no,
That
but,
is sorted.
but we are not taking it for granted.
Okay, yeah.
We are not. We are doing the best in trying to put out the best. Because for us, Bahubali is like an emotion and a sense of pride. And whether it is for our Indian audience or Western audience, we want them to experience the best. So we are giving it all our efforts, and I hope both our Indian audience and maybe some of the Western audience will come and enjoy it.
Sir, I'm so glad that you said this. Like, you didn't have to say this, even though your efforts are visible, and even though it came through this conversation that you guys were damn serious about the epic version.
Right.
But the fact that you said that you're not taking Indian audience for granted at a time where audience are feeling that many films are taking them for granted, the fact that you said that really makes me respect you. Always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.